Alright, Maniacs, it's been a little while. Let's go ahead and have a look at, let me adjust the camera here. There we go. The Hammer of God version 4. This just recently released. Take a look, see here. This is the packaging it comes in. You got the Hammer of God embossed on there. The Vaperz cloud. Then you've got some just warnings and stuff on the bottom like Vaperz cloud usually does. There. So we're going to start this off with very nice packaging. Every other Hammer of God that we've ever had comes in just a regular cardboard box, so this is pretty awesome. So you just open it up. Inside you'll find there's a manual and a authenticity card or whatnot. Nobody gives a shit about that. So what we'll do is we'll go into why you're actually watching this video. This is the Hammer of God version 4. This is the black version. Let's see if I can get a little bit more. That'll do for now. So Hammer of God version 4. What separates this from the version 3 is, one, it uses 2700 batteries and the doors come off from the side. So if we get a little bit, what we've got here is all the way through. It's still running in Para series, which is still fan freaking tastic. You'll notice right there, it has basically, it's just a reverse of the version 3. I mean, who's ever designing these things is really, really good. Get some light in there, and you've got the same corresponding thing. That's what holds your batteries in. Like it says, once again, it takes 2,700 batteries. And it does take 2,700 batteries. 18650s will not in any capacity work in this device. It says that some, quotations there, some of the 21700s will work. It's a tight freaking fit with 2700, so I'm not really sure if that's going to be a thing. 21700s anyway. We've got our engraving on the doors. Pretty nice engraving. I'll come back to the engraving here in just a minute. We've got our vent holes all the way through. And your little grabby things here so you can, grab hold of it and take it off. 4 magnets. They hold on very snug, very secure. And then you have these little guides here that make sure that it fits in there and you don't have much in the way of back and forth on the play. Okay. Each door is identical. They're interchangeable. Not one door goes on one or the other. There's some pretty strong little magnets. So if we take a look-see at the engraving on the top here, I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean anything, but it's just pretties. And it has it on the top and the bottom, and they're all identical. Nothing's different about each one of them that I can tell so far. Get that back out there. Let me get that and focus in just a bit there, so you can kind of see what that looks like. Our 510 connection is silver plated. It is adjustable, no spring, just like every other freaking Hammers of God that's out there. On the bottom we have our 4 screws, which will release this plate down here so you can get to the contacts. Then you have 4 screws up here that you can get into the guts of it in here, and where you would work on the switch. Ultim switch. Well, the outside here is Ultim. It all ain't Ultim, obviously. They will have versions that have Ultim doors. They do have colored versions. Good luck finding them right now. So let me go ahead and put this back together. Put that bad boy right there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause the video for just a second, and I'm going to go get the other versions of the Hammer of God, and then we'll kind of compare sizes and different stuff about them. So pausing now. Alright, so here we have our Hammer of God collection, and we've got the version 1, version 2, version 3, and version 4. Back this camera up just a little bit. As you can see, the version 4 is the biggest of all the versions. The version 2 comes in second place, version 1, and then of course obviously the version 3, which in and of itself had its own issues, which hopefully this version 4 addresses. Let's take a vape real quick. Okay, so the first thing I want to call your attention to, and if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you may have recalled how I just went, let's get this back here a little bit in the light, how I just went gaga over the engraving on the version 3. Just so crisp, so clean, so much nice and deep, so much better than the version 2, which I thought was a little shallow, a little fuzzy. Well, in this one, I'm going to have a hard time. I may have a hard time. Let me mess with my focusing here. There we go. As you can see, it's clean. It's very clean, but it's nowhere near as deep as the version 3. And a lot of the stuff, especially on the wings and everything, are a bit more rounded, it feels like to me, than on this one. Now I guess it's just because it's in relief, I guess. I don't know. But it's nice, but I do still find myself loving this being just my favorite of all three of them as far as the engraving goes. Okay? So, get out here. So once again, size comparison wise, if you have one, zoom in you little bastard, there we go. So as you can see, size wise it's bigger, but of course it's going to be bigger because it's using a bigger battery. It has a bit more design elements to it with the angling on the top. The door system is infinitely better than the version 1 or the version 2. And a lot safer than the version 3. All three of them have the same 510 setup. It's, it is what it is. So some people may want to know, well, let's just go ahead and take those away. How big an addy can you get on this son of a bitch? Well, here we go. The 46 millimeter Fat Boy. We'll screw that on. Like so. Let's take a look-see here. Let me get some more light on the subject so you can really see. Zoom in right there. Alright, so you can see it is almost, there's just a littlest of lips right there. So anything 46 millimeter, I would say it could probably go maybe another millimeter, so you could probably get a 47 on there. So that's what the Fat Boy looks like. Then if we keep it in the Vaperz Cloud family, we have our Obese Buddha. And as you can see, yeah, that looks good. That looks good right there. It looks like it kind of goes with it. Not bad. Not bad at all. I personally have been using a 30 millimeter Addy on it, but that's just me. So let's go over now. I've just had this for a few days. So what this video basically is, it's kind of a first impressions and how I've been getting along with it for last few days that I've had it. The number one thing that you need to be made aware of is this button. This button is one son of a bitch to push. That is the stiffest fucking button I've ever used on any mod ever. It is stiff. Now, I don't know if over time it's going to work itself out and get smoother, but as of right now, you have got to really ratchet down on that son of a bitch. And what my problem is when I hold it like this to press the button. So as you see, I got my pinky. Let me see if I can't rotate this around. I got my pinky right there, right? Well, that's a pretty, it's not sharp. I mean, it's not a fucking knife, people. You know what I mean? It doesn't have an edge to it, but it is uncomfortable as fuck. So I literally find myself having to hold it like this to press the button. And this thing, I mean, if I had one of those cute little force meters like some of the other reviewers have, it's going to be in well of excess of 2 pounds of a push. Yeah, well in excess of. That is one hard pushing button. The other thing that I'm finding, which has nothing to do whatsoever with the mod itself, but this is my first experience with 2700 batteries, and currently I have the eFest 2700s. Now I have Amp Kings coming in. They'll be in this week, and that's what I'm going to be offering on my website for this mod. But I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with 2700s in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't get near the battery life. I don't get near the kick. And I'll preface this by, or I'll quantify this by saying I've only used one type of battery. But as of right now, don't color me impressed. Do not color me impressed with 2700s. I mean, it hits very well. It hits nice and hard, as you would expect a Paraseries 8.4 volt box to hit. However, I'm not going to be singing the battery's praises yet. I'm going to try out some more batteries, but so anyway, this is your first look at the Hammer God version 4, and altogether, just as just looking at it, it is well made, people. It is well made. You would expect as much from Vaperz Cloud. It is just fantastically machined. It looks fantastic. It's just all around another home run for Vaperz Cloud, with maybe the exception of it's for 2700s. Time will tell, how they sell, how they stack up compared, to its brothers. But anyway, that's all I've got today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye.